Good Tuesday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I am your host for South Carolina Weather, Jess Peterson. Let's talk about the weather for your Tuesday. Now, looking at the radar right now, we have a lot going on. The entire low country of South Carolina is now under a tropical storm warning. Everyone inside the low country of South Carolina is now. And up here inside of the PD region, we have tornado watches in effect and tropical storm warnings in effect for pretty much like the coastline towards like Georgetown, Myrtle Beach. And I will show something in terms of the track of the hurricane. You can kind of see this track right here where it has it going up towards Georgetown. That's actually a bit outdated. So I'll talk about that in just a second. But we do have flash flood warnings still going on for pretty much most of the low country of South Carolina. Pretty much almost everyone is under one. We do have heavy rain pushing into the PD region as well up there towards Conway, Myrtle Beach, and some rainfall even going on in Sumter, Manning, Florence, Hartsville, Columbia, Camden as well. So we still do have a bunch of rain with this system. Even rain even into like Augusta, over here into I think Dublin, Georgia, and just to the west of Statesboro, Georgia as well. In terms of the entire United States, we don't really have like too much really in terms of like a whole, like really just in terms of like active weather. The only thing that we have is this tropical system down here, which we just talked about. We do have some flooding going on in Canada, severe weather going on, and a tornado watch up there for Ohio and Michigan. And then other than that, everything else is just scattered precipitation, like up here in the Northeast, the Dakotas, Montana, southern Idaho, the Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado border, over here inside of southern of the desert Southwest. We do have some rain showers over there as well. So pretty much everything right now, it's actually kind of quiet. Even the central United States, like the South Central, I should say, is not even doing too bad either. Florida's also receiving their rain as well. Here's our cloud cover for the next, or I should say for right now. You can also see that track that I was just talking about. We'll talk about the track in just a second. But here is the current cloud cover. Pretty much everyone is covered with cloud cover. That's not a surprise. Everyone's going to be covered with cloud cover probably for like the next, honestly, I say the next couple of days. Let's move this forward and see what happens. And honestly, here's 15 hours from now, everyone's still covered with cloud cover. Let's move to around 24 hours from now. Cloud cover is starting to retreat from the upstate. Here's around 31 hours from now. Cloud cover is still pretty strong. Here's 35 hours from now. It's still trying to retreat from the upstate, but it's not really having really much success at that. Here's our current temperatures: 73 at Columbia, 79 at Charleston, 77 in Beaufort, 77 in Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, 75 Sumter, Florence, 73 Rock Hill, Greenville, Spartanburg, 75 in Anderson, 73 in Augusta as well. So pretty much some pretty normal temperatures, not really too high, not really too low. High temperatures for today, or actually that says Monday. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. But let's look at high temperatures for Tuesday, as I load it up right quick and fast. Alright, got that. Alright, so here's our high temperatures for Tuesday. Right here, 81 in Newberry, 80 inside of Columbia. We also have 83 in Charleston, 80 inside of Walterboro, 82 inside of Myrtle Beach, 83 inside Hilton Head Island, 81 Rock Hill, 84 Spartanburg, 86 Greenville, 87 in Anderson, and then 79 inside of Aiken. Here is our peak sustained winds. Yes, peak sustained winds for today, Tuesday, August the 6th, 2024. We do have around 17 at Columbia, 24 at Charleston. Honestly, I think that these are underdoing it. I'm gonna be honest. I think that these wind gusts are actually underdoing the actual threat. But it says 17 at Columbia, 20 at Orangeburg, 24 at Charleston, 17 Walterboro, 24 Hilton Head Island, 22 Myrtle Beach, 12 inside of Rock Hill, Spartanburg, 15 Greenville, 17 Anderson. I guess this is like without like storms or anything like that, just like regular winds. I mean, I guess that might make the most sense. But this is just, I'm guessing, without storms and all that nature. Here is our peak wind gust for today, Tuesday. Peak wind gust is around 33 at Charleston, 32 Hilton Head Island, 33 Aiken, 32 Barnwell, 31 Myrtle Beach, 25 in Greenville, 22 in Spartanburg, 26 in Anderson, 23 in Rock Hill, 20 in Cheraw, 24 in Dillon. So those wind gusts even getting all the way up into the Midlands of South Carolina, with 33, 34, maybe even 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts going all the way into the Midlands of South Carolina as well. So honestly, I'm kind of interested as of these winds that's going all the way up into the Midlands. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours. Around 4 to 6 inches of rain is possible from Orangeburg, Walterboro, Charleston, Moncks Corner, Georgetown, Kingstree, Florence, Dillon, Myrtle Beach as well. 3 to 4 inches possible in Cheraw, Barnwell. 2 to 3 inches is possible in Hilton Head Island. 1.5 to 2 inches possible in Aiken, Columbia, Camden. And then we have around half an inch to an inch possible in Winnsboro, Newbury. 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch possible in Greenwood, Rock Hill, and then everyone else is on there a trace of an inch, or a trace of an inch, a trace of rain, or just no rain at all, or maybe even up to 1/10 of an inch. Here's our SPC outlook for today. We do have a slight risk of severe weather for today, and that is again a tornado threat. 5% risk of tornadoes for like Berkeley County, Eastern Charleston County, Williamsburg, Georgetown, and Horry County is all inside of the 5% risk of tornadoes. And then we have a 2% risk surrounding that. That includes like the entire Tri-County region through downtown Charleston, up into towards Orangeburg, and kind of pushing its way back up towards North Carolina. So that's the SPC outlook for today. Here's our day one excessive rainfall outlook. Obviously, that high risk of excessive rainfall, like I said, catastrophic rain is possible, going from pretty much all the way from North Carolina, the coastal regions of North Carolina, through the entire low country of South Carolina, the entire PD region of South Carolina, the southern Midlands of South Carolina, as well, going into Georgia, as well, like Savannah, Brunswick, Statesboro, Georgia. Moderate risk surrounds that, going from northern Florida through like the Columbia regions up into North Carolina. Slight risk goes all the way just to the south of Jacksonville, all the way up through the kind of like the border, like right between the upstate and the Midlands of South Carolina, up into the Outer Banks region of North Carolina. And then we have a marginal risk that goes all the way down from like Fort Myers all the way up through Rock Hill, up into maybe even portions of like Virginia, northeastern North Carolina as well. Here is our Atlantic tropical cyclones and disturbances outlook. We do have a tropical storm. Well, I mean, obviously we have a tropical storm, but like tropical storm Debby here, with 45 miles per hour winds right now, potentially historic heavy rainfall across southeast Georgia and the eastern South Carolina through Friday will likely result in areas of catastrophic flooding, dangerous storm surge, and tropical storm conditions will spread northward along the southeastern United States coast from northeastern Florida to North Carolina through the middle of the week. Storm surge and tropical storm watch and warnings have been issued for portions of these areas. Residents in the storm surge watch and warning should take any advice given by local officials. In a portion of Florida where Debby has passed, deadly hazards remain. And they talk about generators and drink plenty of water to avoid heat exhaustion. So that's pretty much key messages from Debby. But I do want to show this. You can see the warning surface wind. You can see we have tropical storm force winds that goes all the way from like Georgia all the way up into close to like Myrtle Beach. But I do want to show this as well. This is kind of like this is like an arrival time of winds, and like what's your probability of seeing winds of up to like tropical storm force. So like pretty much most of the entire low country of South Carolina will see tropical storm force winds. And it will even continue up towards Myrtle Beach, and I believe that Myrtle Beach will probably see some tropical storm force winds as well. But this is the thing that I want to talk about right here. You can see this right here where it says, "This is Tropical Storm Debbie's track," and you see how it's kind of toward like Charleston. Now it was kind of going towards Georgetown, Myrtle Beach at first. Now it pushed a bit more west. And now it's actually seeming like it's actually going to try and make landfall somewhere in the Charleston region instead of Myrtle Beach. So honestly, that whole scenario that we saw yesterday with Myrtle Beach getting those very strong winds, that might be a thing in the past now, because this could probably hit the Charleston region, and most of the models right now have this thing kind of going a bit more towards and hitting the Charleston region, mainly the Euro model though. So here's just the path of Tropical Storm Debbie right here. And right now, this is just what it's looking like in terms of peak storm surge. Peak storm surge of up to 4 feet, 2 to 4 feet is expected for the entire coastline of South Carolina. And that's pretty much all that I have in terms of Debbie. We're not going to go over like long-term models. We'll do that this evening with Debbie. But we will talk about today's models. So we'll go through to the 12Z. And we'll go towards composite reflectivity. And here's the radar right here. Or the future radar. You see what the radar could look like. Here's what it could look like around 12 o'clock. Still multiple showers, storms pushing through with Debbie. And those will continue to push as it gets to around 6, 7 o'clock. More showers and heavy downpours continue pushing through. And then maybe even towards like, I'd say around 10 o'clock p.m. tonight, more showers, more heavy downpours will still be pushing through. And there goes the HRRR. Still thinks that Debbie will still make landfall inside of Myrtle Beach, but the HRRR is not really good in terms of hurricane models. I'm be honest, it's not really that good. So we're really watching for like the Euro models instead, which is this model right here. And this one doesn't really have. I would have to go on a website, and I'm not gonna do that all right now. But that's pretty much all that I have in terms of weather. Today is Tuesday, so Thursday we will have an update again. I talked about this earlier, but here's our drought monitor. I want to see where the drought monitor is after this, because this might bust a part of the drought. It could. It has the potential. It's raining a lot, and I do think that some areas will be out of a drought or just out of the abnormally dry category. Maybe except if you're inside the upstate, this week. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that D3 right there can be gone. See if some of the abnormally dries and some of the D1, D2s can be gone as well. And also make sure that you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as we are closing in on 200 subscribers. We're at 188. We got a good 7 last night. Yesterday was a very, very good night in terms of subscribers. 7 people I spoke with some people inside the chat as well. So some active people. And that's all that I have in terms of tonight, for today, I should say. I will be back tonight with another forecast update, 9 o'clock p.m. Make sure that you guys are there, and I will be back.